Welcome to the first UGG tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to create a basic UGG interface using an UghSprite and an UGG text. For these tutorials, we'll be starting with scenes under the tutorials folder here. So if you go into tutorials and then scenes is open right now, you'll see tutorial 1, tutorial 2, 3, 4. These are the scenes that we'll be starting with for each of those tutorials. So this is tutorial 1, so we'll start with the tutorial 1 scene. And you'll see the only things we have in our scene right now are an UGG camera, which is what renders all of the UGG elements onto the game view, and UGG input, which takes the input and sends it to the appropriate UGG elements. So the first thing we're going to do is create an UGG sprite. And all we need to create an UGG sprite is what we call a sprite definition. Now we'll learn how to make those from our own images in another tutorial, but for now, we've got a bunch of them right here in the included UGG assets folder. So if you drop that down, go into graphics, go into shiny, well, I'm going to go into shiny silver chrome. You can also go into the other UI, go in here. So ignore all of these image files, and we're going to go right down to Sprite Atlas, this folder, and Sprite Definitions. And here we have all of the sprite definitions in this folder that we can use to create sprites from. So I'm going to create one from dialog background alt. So if you click on it and then go into the inspector and see this button, sprites from definitions, click on that, and there is our UGG sprite in the scene right now. You can drag it around, you can move it wherever you like. I'm going to scale mine up a bit, make the dialog box a little bigger. There we go. And now we have an UGG sprite in our scene. So the next thing we're going to create is an UGG text. And to make an UGG text, we need a font. So I'm going to close that graphics folder, open this fonts folder. I'm going to open Cabin, that's the name of the font that we have. And here are all the different kinds that you have to choose from. So I'm going to go with Cabin Medium. So now that we've got our font file selected, in order to create an UGG text, we're going to need to open the UGG window. To do this, you just go up to your menu bar, click UGG, and click UGG window. And here we have our UGG window. I'm going to drag mine down here, a little out of the way. And if you scroll down, you'll see it says create text. And it has a space here to type in your text. So with the font file highlighted in the project view, go down to this box and type whatever text you'd like. So like that. Then go down to UGG text from fonts and click this button. And we can see in the scene view that we have our UGG text here. It's a little bit big, so I'm going to take the character size down. And I'm going to drag this blue box. If you see the light blue box there, that tells the UGG text how you want the text to wrap. So if you see, I drag it out and it wraps a little differently. You can wrap it like that. I think I want to make it like that. So another thing you'll notice is if I take this UGG text and I try and drag it over the UGG sprite we created earlier, it is going behind it by default. And this is because the render layer is actually determined by the z coordinate of the transform. So this one is 0 and the UGG sprite is also 0. So in order to ensure that our UGG text appears above our UGG sprite, I'm going to move its z coordinate to be closer to the z coordinate of the UGG camera, which is -10. So the UGG text, I'm going to set this to -1. And watch as I drag it in front now. There we go. This is still a little bit big. So now we have an UghSprite and an UghText and have created a very simple Ugh interface right here. In the next tutorial, we'll be making an Ugh publisher and an Ugh button to add to this dialog. So thanks for watching and stick around.